Hello everybody, and welcome to McBroGuy Explores XCOM 2. But it's not just XCOM 2. It's going to be the Long War 2. And for those that are not quite aware of what the Long War 2 has to offer, it's essentially an expansion upon XCOM 2. They added in some content, but the main focus is that it lengthens the game XCOM 2. Instead of maybe being around, the 40 missions, it expands it out to like 120 missions. So you get a lot more time to get invested, and what that turns into is sometimes an opportunity just to get slowly steamrolled. And for those unfamiliar with XCOM 2 as a game in general, it's a game that's played on two layers. There's a strategy layer and then like an action turn-based layer. And before we dive too far into it, let's get an idea of the setting.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate the benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
We're coming in to smash them down, man.
Already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators.
Okay, so to give a little bit of a setting on what's going on here, XCOM, what comes to mind? Strategy. What else comes to mind? Humans versus aliens. In the more recent XCOM game that came out, it depicted us as leading a military group, not like US, more like UN though. We're not tied to a country. We're trying to save all these people. We're trying to save like Africa, trying to save North America, trying to save Europe, Asia, all that stuff against the encroaching alien attack. But when 2K started preparing to design this game, they kind of had some fun with that theme. In the sequel, XCOM 2, the aliens technically won at the end of the first game. And right now, we're fighting back from an alien-controlled Earth. So this guy who's getting inspected, he's just trying to help us out. He's trying to take this guy down. And he's what they call like Advent. It's a human that's been like gene modified by an alien, and they're essentially like the law enforcement. So sadly, aliens won, guys. They done beat us up. It was because of Trump. It was all his fault. But we're blowing it back up. We're bringing the dump to the Trump. Jokes aside. So the aliens took over, and now we're a strike force who's trying to incrementally take back Earth. Because it's ours, right? We don't want any. We're bad at sharing as humans. So we just want to fight them, take it back, and make it ours. So it'll throw us right on in here to the turn-based action. And when I was talking earlier about XCOM, there are two sides to the game that can come to mind. There's the turn-based strategy element, and then there's almost like a base management. So at the base, we'll be doing like research. You can discover technologies, build them, and the technologies can even affect this side of things. And this side of things being the turn-based strategy. So let's go ahead and go in for the Great Crasher, y'all. Press any button to launch as our soldiers will swoop down from this amazing ship that came straight out of Starship Troopers. Sad to say, definitely true. And we're going to whoop some butt, yo. Ambush enemy troops. And then this is a pop-up just telling us that before we find a group and start shooting it, we're concealed. So we'll have some more parameters to try to set up an ambush and start beating people up. Just to give us a friendly advantage. which the game probably shouldn't, considering it's alien-controlled world. But ooh, alright, so we see this group over here.
Forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Gotcha. So, you know, we're not caught or anything. We see them; they don't see us. It gives us an opportunity to set up a nice little strike against them. So, ooh.
Officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
So we don't typically want to fight two of these pods or patrols or groups at a time. So our first focus will be moving all of our soldiers over this way. And as you'll see, it's grid aligned. We're going to be telling these soldiers where to go. We'll have some other things to do, you know, hunkering down, trying to get ourselves better cover, shooting, reloading. And as these characters progress, get a few more levels under their belt, you'll get to see a little bit of the fun and customization that comes with the different classes in the game. But for right now, we'll leave all of that with a grain of salt. And we'll just move everybody on over here, just so that we can presumably get a head start on whooping some of these Advent assholes. Like I said, you know, they took a planet from us. We gotta be a little bit mad at these guys. Let's just move. Let's still go somewhere a little bit forward, though. I don't like this positioning, but I think for this turn that'll be fine. We'll just move on over here. And if anyone hasn't done a... I missed one. we'll just place right here. This will be good enough for me. And one of the other moves you can do at the end of a turn is called Overwatch. Well, Overwatch is essentially a stasis point where you can end your turn, but if anything happens, you know, like fast movements, that sort of stuff, your soldier will fire at it. So they're essentially on guard duty. But from the looks of it, the patrols are separating a little bit, so we won't have to fight them two at a time. But ideally, we still want to group all of our people together. So let's kind of span around this section of the map. We can move down a little bit more. See, it looks like we're at a wall here, so we probably won't find any more patrols in that direction. So let's move our people over. Give us a nice opportunity to try to shoot some of these dudes in the turns to come. Positioning's a really strong thing in this game. Though, like, straight on, if you look at some of these hit percentages, 68, 68, 68, 58, as soon as these guys are in combat, they'll get a cover factor that'll lower our ability to do all that much damage. But before, you know, we get carried away talking about all that nonsense, let's just move everyone into a position that makes a little bit more sense before we jump into the nasty. Okay. You can still get some more aggressive moves in place. So let's go over here. Shaw. And what? Okay, so when we are in a more strategic time to start our first onslaught against them, what we're going to be looking to do is throw in one of these frag grenades. That's usually a good opener. It's AoE, does some damage, but the best part about it is more like the AoE. If we can get a lot of these guys relatively hurt, they'll just make it that much easier to pick them all off. So anyone that still has a move, we'll just hit 2. This is that Overwatch thing. Spam it real fast. And from the looks of it, these guys are just walking right into a trap. We like it like that. Okay. Shaw. So this is going to be one of our closer units. This guy, he might be able to get a good flanking shot the next turn. So let's go a little bit far back just to see what the range is for this grenade throw. Alright, so we're definitely not in range for that. And we can even get a movement in turn first. So let's actually think about moving this guy. See, this is going to be within a vision cone. We'll come right over here and see if a grenade can land from this distance. If not, sadly, So we'll just use probably this character. I don't want to move around too much. I'd rather be reactionary than aggressive in this scenario. So our further back units, like I wouldn't be able to run to get too many awesome things done with this guy. So we'll put him on Overwatch. But should we move more forward before we Overwatch? Probably. So let's move him up here. I think this will be a fine spot.
Move into position.
And from here, Overwatch it up.
Overwatch.
And the guy who's already moved, we'll put him in Overwatch. The character back here too. We'll move. Don't see any moves that are making a whole bunch of sense. Just because I'd prefer not to be super out in the open. So we'll just Overwatch it up. And now, see what happens when we throw this awesome grenade. And one of the more grievances that you could potentially come to find from this series is that it's a little bit slow paced. But let's see how this bomb does. Looks like one dude's dead. He's right here on the floor, and they're going to start bailing. They're going to run. They're going to be freaking out. And let's get those shots on. Oh, misses. Misses. Terrible misses. Well, you know. Oh. Can we get it? Yeah. Okay, I'm cool with that. We have this bot over here. That's not going to be the most fun to deal with, but on the bright side, these dudes don't really do too much damage. So our main goal... Does that person have movement? We need someone with blue movement. This guy will do. Should be able to come right over here and just like deck this guy in the face. But let's go ahead and try that out. Maybe a little bit on the risky side this early. And you'll see here, this is gold. This means he's flanked. If I'm shooting for this person, there's some form of cover, not your ideal shot. Because I'm right around the corner, we click this button, just step in his face and just unload. Woo! I can take that. You bet we got that one. Fucking took it to him, dude. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We'll run down over here. We should get a good shot on this guy. 76. Seems fine. Unload some shots. See what kind of damage we can do to it. I presume, even if we don't kill this guy this turn, I think we can give up our cover too. Oh, no, we can... I'm gonna assume we're gonna have a decent shot here. We might not. Yeah, we don't even... Wow, we don't even have a shot. So let's move over to this guy. We'll get in this cover spot. This should be a fine shot. 60%. Not the best, actually. But that's good enough that we'll roll the dice. 1 damage. And who still has a turn? Who that's useful still has... Damn it, dude. What we'll do is we'll go on Overwatch, and it should move if it's gonna land an attack. Nope. Okay, right onto this guy. Well, he had armor, so not so bad to take a little graze. This character's the most forward, so I'm okay with dropping them back a little bit to give time for people to come up. We'll take a 60% shot. It's a hit. We dealt some damage. We beat him up a little bit. Don't mind this. Shot. Oh, how unprofessional to get the phone calls right now, yo. Nothing wrong with being important, yo. Oh, and so when that guy was felled, when we felled the beast, this little ring around it means that there's some equipment. So if we step on over here, we'll be able to pick that up, and we'll get a scope. And this will be able to increase some form of accuracy. It's probably like the non-Overwatch accuracy. Something that's a little bit more meditated. You can aim down a scope, shoot them up. So if it would be something you'd compare to hip fire, probably wouldn't help to have the scope. But what we can do, we'll move everyone up just a little bit, and we'll be overwatching. This is kind of like our front line. So anyone who's up here is probably okay just going on the overwatch.
Sure thing.
We'll just move forward ever so slightly, and it'll give us a chance to get these people back here a little bit more forward. And instead of the overwatches, let's actually go instead for some reloads.
Reloaded.
Move on out. Let's say here. This is a pretty forward spot. And reload it up. And that will essentially conclude our turn. We'll see what these alien jackasses are going to do. This is probably a little brazen, so I'm not going to move up to there just yet. We can just kind of hunker it out, do that overwatching if we don't need to reload. Alright. Let's see if anyone moves on to our... Oh, nothing. Oh, disorient removed. So from here, we saw a patrol over here earlier in the game. So that will kind of determine the route that we'll travel. There's still fog of war over here, so I don't want to be exposed in that direction, though. Let's just move forward a little bit. And XCOM, pretty notorious for these, you know, what you might consider to be baby steps. Baby step progress. The baby steps. Uh-huh. And the reason for taking these blue moves is that if something nasty happens, we pop a pod, get a patrol up in our business, then we'll be able to react that turn. Let's still be a little bit more brazen. We can toss someone a few more tiles forward. Some missions, as the game progresses, not even too far, they'll have turn counters. And this is more associated with pseudo-stealthy missions, ones that you're not necessarily expected just to run into, say, 15 monsters and just start destroying them all. They'll force you to go a little bit out of that traditional comfort zone. So you'll be pushing forward a lot more than we're doing in this scenario. But given that we have unlimited turns, and these guys aren't all too trained, you know, we're not walking around with big old rocket launchers, sniper rifles, anything like that. Oh, see, here's a pod. Oh, we got an overwatch. Will we get a shot? No, that's hitting air, yo. Got 2 damage, though. That'll help. Oh, some more overwatches firing. Oh, and we killed one of them. See? We're the fruits of our labor right there. There's still 3 guys with this group, though. Okay. One of our goals... I don't see any overwatches on their team. Yeah, you'd see like a little eye over them. No eyes. Oh, dude, both these guys are by a car? Dude. Maybe one of the coolest things about XCOM. So let's go behind a full cover spot. Might not be able to reach our grenade here. Let's be brazen. Let's run on over here. Throw this grenade. So, amongst the benefits of just getting this grenade hit damage, we'll also do damage to the car. It'll like get on fire. It also has the potential to just straight up explode. And we killed that dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's working out, man. We'll move Broham on over here. This is not going to give us a good shot. This is just straight up. No way that's giving us a good shot. But we have more people on this side of the map. So we have to be conservative with the spots that we're using. Do we have any... Yeah, you're not... No point in even doing anything with the 13 hit odds. So we'll see what... This guy's covers right here. If we move this way, let's try right here and see if we have a shot on that guy. Yeah, we got 70% shot on this dude. So we'll this gives you an idea how you like to position in this game. We can move one dude over here, see if he's got a flanking shot. He might not. The angle isn't quite as extreme. Yeah, it's only 40%. Then let's get on over here. Just kind of take a survey of our options. This will definitely not be any form of flank, but I think this is a good overall position. This is probably about where we're going to be moving all of our soldiers. So this will just be our inherent forward move, right? Maybe even throw a frag just to get a little bit of shelling damage on them. But for the rest of our group, it's looking like we're going to just do these mild move forwards and put out the Overwatch command. There ain't much we're going to do with a 19% chance to hit you. Okay. And you, 13. Let's go ahead and let's take this shot. I'm actually okay with the 40% chance to hit. And man, he did that hot dance and he guarded his face and he's like, I'm good. I'm just showing some dance moves right here. Not the greatest, but we'll do. We'll do. Have you already moved? Hasn't moved. We'll go on over here. See what our hit percentage is looking like. 40? You know, like I said, I'll take some 40s. I'm cool with the 40s. I was born in the 40s. Oh! Dude, you won't see too many shots where just this basic rifle is going to be doing 5 damage. So that dude's a fucking lifesaver right there. Like, I don't know what you had for breakfast today, soldier, but you need more of it. We'll overwatch it out. And this spot really just turned to a defensive position. Nice. This was a really good fallback just in case we didn't get a kill on that guy. But it's better to take some lower priority shots first, just so you can get an idea of it's better to have a fallback strategically. So if your lower percentage shots don't end up going well, you could have like a cleanup, a kill secure, if you will. This guy will reload. Oh wait, no, not hunker down. Reload. And we'll go ahead and pass this turn, see what this dude does. He's got this big old gun, dude. Oh yeah, he's gonna overwatch it up. I don't know if any of these will hit though. Woo! We got that 3.
What did you expect? Hey,
What?
we got loot here.
We got loot here. Oh, yeah. That's why he had to run, I guess. That explosion might have killed him. Even though it doesn't seem that super drastic or awesome, that explosion ends some lives, ladies and gentlemen. And this is probably the dumbest move that I'll make this this particular mission. We'll just run up super forward here, take a PCS agility, and then play catch up. There's probably still another patrol hanging out. Well, I guess there definitely is because the game hasn't resolved. It'll auto resolve when it's over. So let's get all of our soldiers, just move on over here and find a better forward position. Oh, actually, if you look at this guy's ammo, it's super duper low. Instead of just running forward, let's just do the small moves, do the reload. This will make us better prepared for La Futurino. This soldier only hit. I'm okay with being a little bit out of cover in this scenario. We're just trying to regroup. Oh, no. Reload. I wish that the buttons would stay the same. If we move over here. That voice. Ooh. Man. That was like the slowest reload animation, too. Okay.
No problem, boss.
Get these reload. Oh no, I meant down there, but you know. Oh sh. Nice. Man, I hope I don't do that again. I just double tap 4 because what? Why the hell are y'all not going into that spot? I done fucked that up twice. And it happened right there again. It just moved. Oh my goodness. Well, I wanted to reload there, but okay. We've almost hit the perimeter on this side. So let's probably line up on this wall. This is probably okay. We're gonna go with, for blue moves, for all of our characters that don't have full ammo. So that will put him probably back here. And we'll verify that reload is 4. And we'll double tap that stuff. So we're not throwing grenades out here like some animals. If I think the position probably matters more than anything else, though, so we can rush down here pretty quickly. And by any means, if you're hearing me talk on about this and I sound like I know what I'm doing, I haven't played XCOM 2. I've played XCOM, but this is a whole new game, a whole new beast. So I'm not necessarily going to know what's going on as we progress further in the game. Okay, blue move. Do so. That's probably clearly evident by the fact that I just threw a grenade at nothing. So we're a little green. Move on up here.
No need to ask twice.
Yeah, I'm good. I'd be screaming if I'd be asking twice. We'll stay a little bit further back just to still have cover. I probably could have moved there, but you know, is what it is. We'll reload, and I think now we're ready just to push forward.
Enemy activity.
Yeah. So if you're lucky when you're moving around, you can get, let's just say, situational intel on the enemy's position like that. It's like we heard a sound over there, so that's where we're going to start setting up. We're going to be moving on in this direction, and we'll just be dropping people into Overwatch as soon as we move. That is, if we're doing a blue move. I'm more than fine with doing some yellow moves. Seemed like they were pretty far away, so not too worried about it. Even if they do get a turn to fire on us, ain't that bad, man. These are squaddies. We got to get them some true grit before we accept them into the XCOM. Hoorah! Man, run away. We didn't want you by that anyway. Another thing that's kind of interesting is if you look at this total aesthetic, you know, futuristic. But look, we got some tricycles right here, man. Man, Tron wishes they had these in the races. This isn't cover? You'd think this was cover. Oh, it's really thin, so we can be on both sides of the vehicle. Cool. I think we can just go on right up on the wall, get in this nice little cubby. From what I've heard, also, in this game, probably a little bit more than the first XCOM, altitude. We get a lot of benefits from being higher than the end. Ooh! This is a sectoid. This is some alien asshole, and we want to shoot him. He's our highest priority for someone to make dead. Human DNA. Is this like a whole turn? Is this a whole turn of ours? Yes. So let's see what kind of moves we can get up here. I don't really like the fact that the sectoid's up here either. So let's look at some shot options. Did any of these guys have vision? So you're talking about 25% chance to hit on one of these characters who still has like some decent cover but isn't entirely far away. Let's just try to throw a grenade. Okay, that's not going to work too well. What about the more forward unit? I'll have to cycle through all these guys. This is obnoxious. Alright. Frag grenade. Frag grenade's not looking like it's going up there. Alright, but none of these guys have Overwatch. So we can move in a little bit. Our first call to action might be to try to end this dude. So let's back that up, see where our moves are. We don't have the greatest blue move opportunities here. So let's go ahead and waddle over here. See what these hit chances are looking like. 25-25. Flashbang. or a grenade. Okay, no good, no good. Unfortunately, our angle on the start of this engagement just wasn't so great. Can any of these guys move up here? See, these are all yellow moves. So let's just work our way back a little bit. Get some fairly decent cover. Maybe see if we can make them come to us. So we'll spread out a little bit, like having all these people in the back not particularly useful in this scenario. So we'll get someone up here on, let's get 2 people up here this turn. Then just go through like a whole list of Overwatches. Okay.
On my way.
And if he can get up here in a blue move, we might just be able to throw a grenade at this dude. Yeah, we can get him a little bit more soft looking. He'll be pretty unhappy with himself in this scenario. Oh, 5 damage. He's just straight up dead, isn't he? Wow. Oh, he's got 1 health. Yeah, 1 health. Oh, he fell? What the heck? I have no idea what happened, ladies and gentlemen. We done bombed him down into the building. Nice. So we have one dude who's just like hella exposed over here, though. Right there. Where are we moving you? Since we got that sectoid from being up here, let's just put him up here. I want him to be in a scenario where he's probably just not going to get straight up shot.
What's over there?
We'll like go up here and hunker down if this is a blue move. Alright, yeah. Alright, and now just Overwatch this. Oh, wait. We had the sectoid fell. So, okay, I just wanted to see if we had any better shot percentages.
Got it covered. Come get some.
Got it covered.
Okay, we're Overwatching the whole crew. See what kind of movement we get. Bowel movement. Oh yeah. Sectoid, done fuck yourself. Oh, and he's just firing from here, so he's not going to incur any shots. But this will put him in Overwatch. But there's something nifty that we can do to get rid of this. So we'll get this character, move him over here. And if he's in Overwatch, we can throw, these are flash grenades. These are like your support grenades. The frag one's the offensive. The flashbang is the support. This will disorient him, so he's no longer on Overwatch. This will let our soldiers move around without the fear of getting all messed up. This dude can walk down here. This will let him snag this equipment. Yeah. And what is it? It is advanced stock. That gives us more stability or something. I don't particularly know the usefulness that has, but we'll see what our movement for this character in the top is. Okay, nothing too useful right now. So what we'll probably do is just set them right here on this wall, put them on Overwatch. Yes. And then we might be able to get a flanking shot on this dude. So if we come on over here, this probably isn't good enough, but it just might be. 27%? Man, screw that. Let's throw a grenade at this dude. And we'll move everyone else up. Just put them on Overwatch. See how it's. See how it go. We'll see how it goes. Because he's disoriented, that means any shots that he takes next round will be at lower percentages. So there's not too many worries that we'll have for his actions. Like we'll be relatively safe. But we'll put in the Overwatches just to see if we can get some funny moves out of them. And this guy will just move like outrageously forward. There won't be too much he'll be able to do to him. Okay. Alien activity. Let's see what you do, dude. Disoriented. If he takes a shot, he's just obliterated next turn. Oh, dude, you're gonna have like 8 people shooting at your ass. Oh.
Okay, so I got one. Positive confirmation. Area secured.
So we just done gave him the long dick in the long war. That's a little bit fictitious. So, 10 aliens seen, 10 aliens killed. Awesome. Holding it down. But there's a whole nother part of the game, guys. That was just the tactics side. Right now we're going to... turn-based tactics side. Now we're going to go to the base tactics side. We'll be balancing around the resources that we got from the mission. We'll be spending it on like science, on engineering, even more soldiers, right? Dude, one of these guys almost got shot. It was just chipped off by an awesome arm pad or something like that, some armor. He stayed good, but he took some fire from that scout drone thing. We're just lucky, man, they ain't get hurt.
I expected something of a learning curve for our new recruits, but they've done a remarkable job.
They have done a remarkable job. Oh, okay, so promotions. These are our level ups, and our characters aren't always this boring. If we click promote, it'll give us a role. Technical. These guys got rocket launchers, flamethrowers. Cool. We're gonna have a gunner. These guys got big guns. They have the ability to do suppressions, and this just incurs like target or aim penalties, and you get Overwatch shots if they run. So that's kind of a support class, a heavy support. Then we have assault run and gun, so he can move 2 times in the yellow spots and shoot people down with a shotgun. It's usually pretty damn awesome. There's a ranger. This guy can just fire twice in one spot, I think. Take a standard shot for your primary weapon as a first action. Yeah. So you can double up on your shots with a ranger. I like it. We got a specialist. These guys are, think more stealthy. They're wanting to hack into stuff, not necessarily get noticed, but a support character. And Grenader, this is also support, but this is just like AoE damage. They're just bringing the pain, man. And one of the cooler things we'll get, hopefully on this character, is called Sap. And that makes the grenades more likely to kill cover, or just break cover, like break down that wall. So you know how that sectoid fell through that roof? Make stuff like that happen. Of course, I didn't know what to do. I just put people on Overwatch and it worked out. Now, Sharpshooter, this is maybe the best support in the game as far as just, dealing damage to people. He has the ability to hollow target, this thing right here, which essentially just gives us better aim, so we can take better shots. But as the skill tree expands, it'll be able to get more damage on hollow targeted units, and there'll be even like an AoE hollow target, I believe. And Slash, this is our Shinobi. This is like the other stealth guy, along with the specialist. We got the Shinobi. Think of the assault, but instead of running there the yellow moves and blasting them with a gun, he's going to be cutting them down. That's what Flesh right here. This is like the run and gun for a Shinobi. But they're like good kill secures. They run in, get really high % chance to do decent damage. Good people to rely on. And then we'll look in the loot. 8 dodge. That sounds pretty awesome. Advanced stock, scope. I think we made it in. Oh, look at that. So 5 aim, I can dig that. Grants a steady weapon ability which confers plus 20 aim and crit chance to the next shot. Huh. That seems awesome. I don't really know, like, do you have to give up a turn to do that? That'll be worth looking into. And then a PCS. This might be like a soldier modification. Designed to improve the reflexes of your soldier. Basic agility sim will improve the odds of dodging attacks in combat. This could be pretty badass. And oh. These are essentially bodies from the people that we mutilated. We got some alien alloys, some cool crystals. This is usually like energy kind of awesomeness. Drone wreck, sectoid, advent troopers. Awesome.
Incoming transmission.
Ooh. And, oh, okay. It's not. If we click research, this guy will show us what's going down in the research lab.
Capable of generating immense power.
You're completely harmless to human life. If
Glorious.
only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology.
You know, we don't necessarily need these cinematics and stuff. He's basically going to go on to say how awesome we are. Thank you. He's going to say he's from MIT or some nonsense, and that he wants to get some research. And oh no, let's assign some research. Let's resistance communication. Spend that intel to get that intel. Nice. Okay.
I do find that area of research to be among
Shut
the
up.
more
And then this girl, she'll be like, "Wow, you knew my father from the whatever." Oh, wait, engineering. Oh, this is the chick I'm talking about. What?
Okay.
What you gonna teach us, girl?
Pulsars with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that
Oh,
stabilization.
this is one of the scout,
Come on, Rover.
the specialist character. When he's moving around, he'll have one of these dudes flying around with him.
Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer. At
Chief
Service.
engineer. Yes.
You were probably expecting to see my father.
Okay, we'll skip it there. Guppy stuff. Her dad is the one that did the engineering in the first XCOM game. So we don't need the sappy story. We'll view engineers. It'll be like no engineers. Awesome, cool. View inventory. Okay, yeah, that's just all the stuff we've gotten. Build facilities.
Expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first. Commander, I'm going to need more help on the engineering team before I can start
Cha-cha.
clearing out
Yeah,
some of
she
the
wants
old
engineers. She wants engineers. We ain't got them, so there's nothing we're gonna be able to do to help her. But that gives you a little bit of a basic introduction to the thing, to the game. Whoa, we have an open spot. This is excavated. We should be able to build something. Let's build a facility. So we want this GTS. This will help us train up some of our squaddies and stuff, so that they can already get one of those specialties before we're up and or before their first mission. So they'll just be inherently more useful. Cool. There were some other options. I didn't even need to look at them. I'm like, give me that GTS. We need to get these boys and take them to school, so we can get these aliens and take them to school. If you know what I mean. But this is the bridge. This will be essentially where we're like overwatching.
Be alive today if it weren't for your
Man,
father.
dude, shut up. This is where we overwatch everything. Get it? Overwatch.
Good to see you on your feet again.
Okay,
Welcome to the
dude.
bridge.
Need not the set.
Operation.
But what we can do is essentially, ooh,
New operations and continue our research. We can
Investigate.
scanning at sites like this one. On your
Alright.
order, we'll start our scans on the surrounding area.
start that
Commander,
scan.
The Avengers' remote scanning capabilities will help us search the area for clues or other resources. It's going to take some time, though. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Okay, so what we do is we have the ability to sell some stuff in the. Alright, so we got a lot of these troops. Let's sell like 3 of them, maybe. Let's say 4 of them. We'll be fighting tons of these dudes. We don't need to worry about that. And we'll sell the stock. We'll be getting more in another stock in the future, so no worries. But this will give us 30 gold. See, right now we got 50, so 30 gold. Let's back out, go into buy, and see what we can get. We can get a sharpshooter. I don't really care about that. Oh, these are some of the expansions. Oh, here's a regular stock. We sold the stock. We can buy one for half the price, yo. No. Don't really care that, but here's what I wanted. We got engineer right here. Let's done buy this engine. Oh, 75. Ooh.
Now that we have more staff
So
on the
confirm.
engineering team, we can start clearing out space for new facilities, Commander.
Yo.
Looking for more recruits, though. We'll
Okay,
need them
now
to
let's
staff the facility.
back out. We can't really buy anything now. That was pretty much it for us. So we'll back out of here, back on out of here, and we got alien debris we want to get rid of. Let's get Mr. Jack Johnson.
If we clean
Dude, he's gonna be singing us songs while he's doing his excavation. Yo, sweet banana pancakes up in here. Let's get it.
excavation is underway,
Uh.
Commander, but it's
Alright.
going to take some time to get all that
But
stuff cleared out.
you see a little bit of what's going on. So here in the top, we can pass time to explore areas. So we have this over here. We can travel back over here. It's our radio comm. And when we click this, it'll pass time so more missions can pop up. So we'll get a little bit better idea what that's all about in the next episode. But hope you guys are having a good one. We'll just, we're diving in. We're checking it all out. Hopefully you like it. If you do, give us a thumbs up. It'll help out. But you guys, we'll see you next time. Have a good one and goodbye.